Don't you want to know all about the Targaryen family tree? Well, we'll be combining all our knowledge together via House of the Dragon and Game of Thrones to make sense of it all. There are so many bloodlines linked to the dragon riders that it's hard to keep track, but we sure will try so that you have full details in case someone challenges you to a fan test. Gotta stay prepared, y'all. Let's get started. First up, how well do we know the Targaryen family tree? So, who is there? How many? Too many. Too many Targaryens walk this earth, and we can't keep track of them all, so we'll be barely touching upon some, especially the ones who didn't ever ride a dragon or didn't have kids or had no claim to the throne directly. You get the drift. Anyone who didn't measure up to the Targaryen standards will be cut. It's just how we roll. If we try to list everyone, this would become an unending video. It all looks cool on paper, guys. Read the books if you want Martin's full scope of this house. Anyways, the arrogant Viserys from Game of Thrones does not make the cut. We gotta say that there are various such siblings, and we'll be dumping all of them. Also, what was the obsession with rhyming names? Rael, Rhaego, Rael, Rhaegal, Jacaerys, Lucerys. To be honest, this stuff just makes it more confusing. There were a lot of marriages that took place between siblings and cousins, as is the family's tradition, which has confused stuff for a lot of viewers, but we'll lay it all out for you so you can pick sides easily within the house. While we're on this journey of discovering who comes from where, we'll specifically talk about people or lines featured in the House of the Dragon so that we stay on track. It's gotta be one drama at a time, you guys, otherwise no one will be able to keep up. Let's look at who the lineage goes back to. At number 1, we have Aegon the Conqueror, and as the name suggests, he was the one who established his stronghold all over Westeros. He was the one all houses bent a knee to, and the rule of the Targaryens began under him. He also married both his sisters, who helped him rule. He had 2 sons, one from each sister, but the rule was transferred to Aen's first Targaryen, who wasn't really king material, being indecisive and pretty kind. He was a good human being, but wasn't cut out for politics. His brother, however, was haughty and arrogant, so he was the better choice. Once Aen's passed, the throne was inherited by Jaehaerys first, the king who actually won the allegiance of his kingdom and bound Westeros together for good. He married his sister Alysanne, and together they ruled, forming various alliances, often via marriage. This was the most loved Targaryen couple that the realm ever saw, and they had a total of 13 children. Out of these, only Aemon, Balon, and Alyssa are of importance. Look at us trying to keep it short, but don't worry, the details are all here. Aemon married outside of the family and had a daughter, Rhaenys, while Balon tied the knot with his sister Alyssa and had 2 boys, Viserys and Daemon. Are you keeping up? Because we know it's too much. We also how the princess was passed up for Viserys to ascend the throne, not to mention the patriarchy we've to deal with in the show. We can tell you that it just bothers us so much. Passing up a perfectly good person just because they happen to be a woman. Where's the wisdom in that? But when it comes to a vote, all men want Balon's son to take the throne. Princess Rhaenys is married to Corlys Velaryon, one of the oldest and richest families in the realm, and they have 2 beautiful children, a girl, Lyanna and Leonor Velaryon. What did we tell you about the obsession with names that rhyme? Yeah. On the other hand, Viserys is first married to Aemma Arryn, and they have a child, Princess Rhaenyra. When his first wife dies during childbirth, the king is forced to marry again, and he chooses Alicent Hightower to be his new bride. They have 3 kids, 3 boys and 1 girl, Aegon II, Alina, Aemond, and Daeron. While the heir to the throne, as chosen by her father, marries Laenor Velaryon, the arrangement is entirely a political one, and all 3 boys from that marriage belong to Sir Harwin. When Laenor dies, she marries her uncle Daemon, and they have 2 sons, Viserys II and Aegon III. Whoa, we should get an award for this, for sure. Finally, the pure Targaryen line survives. While King Viserys and Princess Rhaenyra's children come together in marriage, the line that survives is the Daemon and his niece. The line continues from Viserys II, passing on the throne to Aegon IV, who didn't prove to be a good king. If we followed this bloodline, after 5 kings came Aerys II, known as the Mad King, who wreaked havoc and was the reason for the downfall of the mighty Targaryen Empire. He was survived by none other than the beloved Daenerys I, who quite lost her mind while trying to reclaim the throne. Well, when you look at the way all of it went down, no wonder the poor girl couldn't survive the pressure. The truth is that the Targaryen rule only ended because they fought with each other. Why would anyone ever take on a dragon rider otherwise? They made each other weak, and look at how things ended up for them. We're telling y'all, family is everything. You better be taking notes. Let's talk about the latest news and updates. First up, here's a sneak peek into Season 2 of House of the Dragon. The first season of House of the Dragon has been insane hit, and it has already been confirmed for a Season 2. That's the power of kick-ass content. But there's a catch. The filming will not start until the summer of 2023, which means that we'll be able to stream this sometime in 2024. Good things come to those who wait. At least that's how the saying goes. So wait we shall. The cast for the next season is entirely dependent on who makes it out alive. Sounds ominous. Well, it should. We're nearing the season finale, and if GOT is anything to go by, we'll be left at a massive cliffhanger. The cast will be revisiting most of the locations shown in season 1, but we honestly are only focused on how the story will unfold. Guess we'll just have to wait around 2 years to get to it, but in the meantime, we do have the fan theories and predictions, and we'll keep them coming. Next up, House of the Dragon has another time jump in episode 8. We're sure that you guys have seen the promo, and we gotta say that it looks like the end of the season is going to be nothing short of epic. While we're already dreading the end, we've to say that we aren't afraid that this jump will leave anything to the imagination. We'll be fast-forwarding another 6 years. The kids we saw will now be grown-ups, all set to claim their right to the Iron Throne. What we really want to say is that the House of the Dragon has not felt rushed. We love how the story has developed, with all the right power moves and tensions between the houses. While some character development we'd really like to see, the fact of the matter is that 10 episodes are just not enough to explain the Martinverse. Guess we just invented a word. But one thing we can be sure of is that the makers wouldn't leave us hanging for sure. That's where we're counting on. New actors have joined the cast to play older versions of the princes and princesses, and from what we've seen in the promo, there's no love lost between them. This will be the last time jump of the season, and we can't wait to see what they've in store for us. Lastly, an Amazon executive says the Rings of Power was not their GOT. The comparison between these two shows have been endless, and we've got to say that it feels like Amazon has gone into defensive mode. The makers have explained time and again that both the shows come from very different sets of beliefs. While we get that Rings of Power has been kind of slow, the Amazon studio head Jennifer Salk has said that any parallels between the two are misplaced because the fans of RRR didn't want to see violence or nudity included in the show. She said that they wanted to stay true to Tolkien's way of storytelling, and that's exactly what the fans wanted as well. Though we understand where she's coming from, it all comes down to the audience's response, and House of the Dragon is the clear winner in this regard. Even if we keep House of the Dragon out of it all, Ring of Power just hasn't generated the kind of hype that we anticipated, and it's got a lot to do with the way the story has been told. The show appeared preachy in certain moments, which is a little uncomfortable, and it significantly diverted from Tolkien's work. That's a wrap for this video. Now that you know the Targaryen family tree, in light of both House of the Dragon as well as Game of Thrones, does it fascinate you? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and press that bell icon for the latest information and news like this. See you in the next one.